And feel free to stay if you want to stay a little bit longer, Mauricio. You're more than welcome to. You know,
I'm very happy and
okay. Oh, you good? You good?
Yes, of course I'm good.
Okay, Reggie, what's up, man?
Oh man, what's up, Fred? Man, once again, Fred, you shocked us with this one. You shocked us. Great one, great one. And hello to you, Mauricio. But I got some questions. I got a question for you, and it mainly sticks with, you know, yesterday was the birthday of a boxing icon, boxing legend, in Muhammad Ali. So last year, I seen you pay tribute to Muhammad Ali, and the story that you brought up was a story about, as a young kid, he spent the night at your house, and supposedly he asked, he was supposed to set to do the prayer that they pray in the direction of Mecca. And from your story that you gave is that he asked you which direction to point in. You go back down to talk to your mother, and your mother asks what direction he points in, and it's the wrong direction.
Yeah.
And then your second story was the one of being at a banquet and him sitting with your father, or your father asks you to watch over him, and him being hungry. And when he asks for something to eat, you bring him some food over, and he's devouring it. And when he asked what the food was, it was pork. Now, I thought the story, where you're laughing about it, but I thought the story was complete disgust. It was major disrespect. And you kind of played, you know, kind of an insult to his religion and to the person that he was. Have you ever apologized to the family for that? And the reason why I bring this up, because when it comes to questions involving you, there seems to be a huge disparity in the way you go about leveraging the way in which you balance out your functions in life, your function in control of a system based upon race. Now, your issue with Freshan de Cruz, where you stood out and you stepped in front of defending the lady going through, because she's of Mexican descent, going through.
Let me first go.
Let me finish.
No, let me first go to Ali.
Well, no, I don't want to ask two questions, but she's going through a gender transition, but being of Mexican descent, how you defended those who spoke out against her. When many people who had opinions about this lady knew that this lady was going through therapeutic steroid use. Now, when it came to giving back the belt to the female black champion, there seemed to be issue in which the time in which those belts were returned. And the same thing, you show favor when it comes to the other Mexican champion who has a little bit of, you know, what can I say? Shame amongst his reputation as being a drug use, PD user, and you attach a goddamn franchise tag to him to allow him to avoid champions like the Charlo who have done every step to follow this dude. And you seem to have these big beat time racial issues. Now you ain't got to wear a hood and you ain't got to use the N-word, but your actions show that you have some racial biases.
Can I talk now?
Go ahead.
Okay, first, I was 12 years old, and those were stories that are great anecdotes, and I have had Lonnie Ali and all the Ali family great relationship for many, many years. So if you cannot find humor in a stupid 12-year-old boy who doesn't know that a Muslim cannot eat pork and doesn't know where's north and south in his own house, then you have a problem. Second, you are being racist for calling me a racist.
No, I'm being honest for calling you a racist.
You are the one that are racist. I am very good friend with Muslim, with Jewish, with Arabs, with Mexican, with any country, every religion. You can call any fighter that you know from any race and ask him how we relate. Call Sean Porter, call Errol Spence, call Wilder. I was with Wilder in the Vatican with Pope Francis. How dare you call me racist? You are the one that are racist. I am friends and I have defended all the human equality. My father stood by Nelson Mandela for 19 years. We have a letter from Nelson Mandela that he sent from prison to my father. My father was awarded in the United Nations and a citation for fighting against apartheid. We went to South Korea to unite South and North Korea. You are the one that is racist to calling me those names because I only have respect, friendship, and honor to any fighter in the face of the earth. Thank you.
Well, let me respond to you real quick, because I'm gonna point you out as being a racist, because you can speak all that, but when it comes to even the deepest, most open racists will work with anyone who they hate, as long as money is the equation and the X factor in the relationship. So that don't cover ish. When it comes to the way in which you see things delivered seamlessly through the sport, there's a huge dipping and waving almost on some roller coaster type ish when it comes to the sport. Now, you brought up that shit to want to covering your ass of being a racist, but you never answered the Freshonda Cruz time in which you returned that belt.
Let's call Freshonda Cruz right now. She's
actually call her for what?
She's very.
And I'm out, Fred. I'm out because I don't want to hog
it. Take your time and elaborate on.
I will. Yeah.
You in the barbershop, man. You in the barbershop, man.
Good, and I take it, but don't call me racist.
Okay, hey, the same way they shoot, the same way you can shoot. Let's go.
I respect him for putting his camera on and say it to my face.
Yeah,
but he's wrong. Okay. Freshonda Cruz is a beautiful lady. He's our champion. I talk to her often, and I'm very proud of her. And when we have to follow a protocol on a doping situation, that's what we did. What I defended the lady Jimenez was people calling her to be a man, and she's not a man. I know her daughter. I have known her for many years, and it's completely out of respect to call someone who is gay to call her that she's a man and say all these things that they said about her. Anyway, I feel proud and I stand tall. And I'm just facts prove everything that I have done, and I have so many friends in every single race and religion. So that's absolutely.
Why did it take so long to reinstate Freshonda Cruz? Because you literally jumped out the window. Because I remember, I was like, I go live, Mauricio. I don't know if it's a man or a woman now. I'm being respectful. I'm being honest. I'm looking at her and I'm hearing her talk. I'm like, she's taking steroids. Like, I mean, I'm just an ordinary guy. I've never even taken a Tylenol in my life, Mauricio. And I'm like, never smoked weed, never drank. And I'm like, it's something fishy about her. You understand? Then you jumped out the window.
She's gay. She's gay.
Yeah, gay.
And she was born, and she has a girl baby, and she's gay.
And then she ended up 30.
She was a heavyweight and came down and lost a lot of weight and changed her life around. And why it took so long? Because there is a process that you have to do whenever there's a doping violation.
Okay.
The Povetkin case took over a year. I mean, we have been consistent. We put Jimenez in champion in recess. We immediately withdrew recognition until the investigation happened. So I think it's being completely misviewed, because if you only see one side and you stick to that side and you don't have the open mind to look at what really is happening, that's when you get to wrong conclusions.
And you could be right. It's the only thing is I read a letter that had a WBC letterhead on it as it pertains to Jimenez, and I'm like, this long letter. I'm like, that was, and then she ended up popping. You know what I mean? And now it goes into the effects of Freshonda Cruz's career. Like, what are the
no Freshonda, she could have been active, and she just didn't fight, and the pandemic has gotten in the way. But the WBC in no way stopped franchise from anything. The letter that you're referring to was the day after the fight, when she was labeled of all accusations that she was a man. That's when I defended her. When the thing of the doping came, we did all the investigations as we do in every single process. And I mean, I feel offended by not looking into the whole picture, because if you kill a man, if you shoot someone, you go through a process.
Okay.
And you go and you go to a jury and you're found guilty or innocent. any offense goes, you have the opportunity to defend yourself. And this is what happens in doping violations. You cannot just simply go and, without doing the investigation, without doing the process, reach a conclusion that would be completely against the humanity and the human, how do you call that? Human resource, human rights.
Right. Okay.